Hi, and welcome to video number one of my attempted video series on psychological survival. So, this video is about being normal. Now, it's pretty well known that human beings and animals survive better when they are in like packs and herds, tribes or families. They've got better chances of finding food, they've got better chances of finding mates and being protected from predators. So belonging and being part of a group is really important for human beings. It's very instinctual. And there's research that sort of shows that being alone and being lonely can be as bad for your health as smoking cigarettes. So one of the things that we have kind of done over the time is come up with this word normal. And human beings ask quite a lot, am I normal? Is this normal? And the short answer really is no. But the long answer is really a little bit more complicated because the word normal of itself is a bit of an issue. For something to be normal, someone or something else has to be abnormal. And then behind that becomes like judgment because abnormal is bad, normal is good. And interestingly, the word normal is actually originally a maths word, and until around the 1900s was used literally to describe right angles. But then we started measuring human behavior and human features, and we started to use that word normal for the range in which majority of human beings fell. So, for example, if you measured head circumference, you would have like a curve. You would have some people with small heads, some people with big heads, and majority of people kind of in a range in the middle, which we then kind of call normal. And we see that around us all the time. We still have really explicit measuring systems that have normal ranges like BMI or IQ, or when you have a baby and they measure all the different parts and tell you what percentile is in. Now, we also kind of have implicit normal ranges. So we have them for things like social interaction, and we call some behaviors normal. And we have it for sort of, sexual behavior. We have a range that we call normal. But the problem is as well is that normal quite often means acceptable because it's really transient. It changes. What is normal? It used to be normal that you would sell your daughters into marriage for land and livestock. It used to be normal that men wore high heels. High heels were invented for the men. So what is normal really changes depending on our context. It can depend on religion, religious power, can depend on state power, law, what becomes law, trends, what becomes fashionable. So we can look back on things that were completely normal and now call them abnormal or even illegal. We kind of have normalized lots of things, and one of the things we've normalized as well is emotions. So we do this in subtle ways, but maybe we make it normal for boys not to cry, and it's normal for girls to be quite caring. We make it normal to like hold it together, keep calm and carry on. We make it normal to not be an emotional burden. We make it normal to, not cope with psychological trauma with hearing voices or seeing visions. We put like a timeline on grief, and we make it normal to get to this stage of acceptance and then get back to work. And so you're not normal because there is really no such thing as normal. It's kind of created for us. And you might say, like, okay, a human being is born with 10 fingers and 10 toes. Like, that's normal. But I challenge you to kind of change that language to watch out for normal. Yeah, that's typical. It's familiar. It's pretty common. But there are definitely things that fall outside of what we call normal. And then we stray into the badlands of abnormal and other. And actually, in the past, when we've tried to measure human features, we have used abnormal to do pretty terrible things to other human beings. So it's a problematic word for me. So watch out for normal. Use other words instead, right? So instead of normal, I would say typical or usual or familiar or commonplace is good. And if you're talking about like things that are normal for society or for your culture or for your religion, again, I challenge you to use words more like expected, customary, maybe popular, maybe acceptable, but steer clear of normal.